We're back
in the jail cell.
Ariel's in the sky. When you lose your mind, you free your lives. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Parker Stroke Vlogs. OBS Tow Guy here, and today we are working on a 1995 Ford F-150. And this truck is owned by one of my customers, and he called me up and had me tow it down to a shop in Orlando. And 5 months later, I went to go drop off another one of his trucks, and it was still sitting there. And so I called him and I said, hey, why don't you let me hook to that truck and take it back to my shop and do it right? And he said, yeah, take it home with you, absolutely. Here's what I want. He wants it dependable, reliable. He wants everything functional on it, and he also wants a lift kit and bigger tires. And I'm like, cool, that's what we do here. And so I got it here to the shop and got to do some diagnosing on the wiring. I wasn't getting any power to the ECM, started doing some probing, and we had a break somewhere in the ECM power circuit. And so I got to probing and looking at it, and rats or squirrels or something chewed a nice little hole in the insulation and got the ECM power wire at the relay. So I was able to go in and fix that, and I finally got power at the ECM. And we have on recording here where we fired it up the first time, and it fired right up. Boom. Ready.
Oh my God!
And the truck ran good for, I don't know, a minute or two, and we switched it off and checked all the fluids in it and everything. And then I fired the truck back up, and it ran for another 20 seconds or so, and it just shut off. It's almost as if you switch the key off on it. And so now we're at the point of figuring out why it shut off. And I've already tested. We do have fuel. We do not have spark. And so after going over it and swapping in one of my spare ignition control modules, and still no spark, so then I swapped in my spare coil off of my hot rod, and still no spark. And so the only thing really left there's two things. Be one, it can be the distributor, which is what we're hoping it is. Two, it could be the ECM. Three, it could be a wiring problem, but I haven't found any other wiring problems in the harness between the distributor and the ignition module and the distribution box. So I'm really leaning toward the PIP sensor, and the distributor has gone bad. However, we're fixing to go through and test and make sure that it is not delivering the signal that it's supposed to deliver. First and foremost, we need to check for power at the coil, because I just assumed it has power. And then we're going to check for, we're going to swap our power leads around, and we're going to check to see if it's getting signal as we turn it over from our distributor. Okay. So first off, we're going to ground our clamp. And I'm going to go over here and test for power. Let me go flick the key on.
Flick the key.
Key flick.
This is
all right. Now we are going to test for power on the hot side of the coil, in which we have 12 volts on the hot side of the coil. As you can see there, 12 volts. So now we're going to take our clamp off, and we're going to put it on the positive side. And from there, we're going to go and we're going to probe the negative side of it, and we're going to have you turn it over. So why don't you go in there and get ready to turn it over. I am going to check the pickup side of it and see if we get anything when he turns it over. Go ahead. I get nothing. Absolutely nothing out of that distributor. Okay. All right, well, so it looks like our PRP sensor inside of our distributor isn't sending the signal that we need to the coil to make it fire. So what we're going to do next is we're going to mark our distributor, mark our timing point there where our rotor's headed, and then we're going to pull this distributor out of it and we're going to replace it with another distributor because I already ordered one from the parts store and I already have it because I was suspecting this to be an issue, especially being as that all of a sudden worked and then it didn't. So all right, let's get to doing. We're gonna go ahead and fire up the air compressor and get it built up so we can blow off all of the stuff around this nasty little unit here. Look at all them crusties down there. We want to get all them crusties and get them blown out of there because we're going to pull that out of there and it's going to be a big gaping open hole into our block. So also another part of the problem with this truck was we got it here, I poured coolant in it and it had a steady stream coming out of that pipe right there hooked to that heater core. Now right now I've got a manifold on it, so I was gonna drive it up to the gas station the other night and put some gas in it, and I fired it up. Like I said, I let it run for about 20 seconds and then it shut off, almost like you switched the key off, and I was like, oh, and so it hasn't ran since. However, I do have a brand new one of these units. As you can see, this one is just absolutely rotted and destroyed. It's got a hole in it, so we're going to put that brand new one on it. I've got brand new hoses for this thing. I've got new heater hoses for it. I've got vacuum hoses for it. I've got what else do we have for it? I got quite a few things for it. So we're going to go through here and put the distributor in it, and we'll go from there. You ever been in the middle of a fun project and then you're like, oh, look, another project, cool. That's what we have here. Look down here. You see all that wetness underneath that? Right down in there. Yep, you guessed it. Another project. So it looks like while we're doing that upper hose, we need to pull the thermostat housing apart and clean it all and seal it back up. Make sure we've got a good thermostat in it. Woo! Okay. Alright, got her all blown off. Now, before I go touching the adjustment on this thing, what I did is I took my builder square here, snuck it down in here, and I got it flat on. Oh, that's not how I did it. I got it flat on, and because we're trying to see exactly where our timing is, so what I did is I got it flat on that flat spot there, and then I marked it down here on our water pump as to exactly where it was facing, and that'll get it right back to where it was, depending on the wear between the camshaft gears, or the distributor gears down at the camshaft. So that should get it right where it was. However, I am going to wind up throwing the timing light on it, but before it's all said and done with, and setting the timing to about 14 degrees before top dead center with the timing advanced diode out of it. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to pop this cap off, and we're going to take a reference as to where this distributor button is pointing, which is nicely pointing one of the intake manifold bolts, so that's going to be pretty sweet. So line it right up to there. Of course, it's going to have to spiral down in there, so it's going to be over there to this side of the intake bolt, Because as you pull it up, that thing's going to rotate up out of there because it's a spherical gear. Spherical. It's a helical gear. So, yeah, anyway. Here we go. Okay. The wiring harness disconnected. This is a 7-pin round style. The Ford trucks moved to this in 1992. The Mustangs, I think, in 90 or 91. I think the LTDs and everything ran until 94 when the 4.6 came out.
What are LTDs?
And LTD is
yeah.
Crown Vic, Grand Marquis.
Wagon.
No, an LTD wasn't a... Well, they had LTD wagons, but they weren't specifically wagons.
They were cars, weren't they?
More specifically, they were full-size Ford cars, yeah.
I forgot. I need to watch more Sleeper Dude.
Finger tight, wrench loose. Or wrench loose, finger tight. Okay, and almost there. Let me go ahead and blow the rest of that gook out from underneath there. We need to empty our tank. Lots of water out of it. No bueno. Okay.
How about now?
How about now?
You like me now? How you like me now?
Okay, so let's take a second real quick. That cap still has the wires connected to it. And that cap still has the wires connected to it. And we're going to need to take 4 of them off. So if we'll take a look here at our brand new distributor.
That's what I call
our box here.
That's what I call the bouquet.
We have got a brand new cap on it. And that's pretty neat. And so that brand new cap, warranty void if removed. Anyway, that brand new cap, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take our driver's side. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Nice and beautiful. We're going to take our driver's side plug wires and go ahead and get them on this cap. That way we don't get them out of order. And then once we go ahead and set this in and we're ready to put the cap on, we can take and transfer the plug wires from the old cap to the new cap from the passenger side. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Here. Okay. So now we can get those over out of the way and we know what order they are. Oh yeah. Look down in there. That's pretty nasty looking. Look at the corrosion down in there. Okay. So now that we know what it looks like. I mean, I already kind of knew what it looked like in there, but I didn't. But I didn't. Okay. So now, as I wiggle and jiggle this up and out of here, you're going to see this turn counterclockwise. And we kind of need to help it up out at the same time. And we need to know exactly where it points when it drops down in there. So it releases pointing at that injector right there is where it releases at. Okay, let's go ahead and pull our distributor out. Bam. And there you have it. That is our original Motorcraft E9TE. Yep.
That'll make her
That's a
scream.
nice little amount there on the gear.
That's pretty.
Just ensure it doesn't have a dry startup or anything.
But it doesn't have a license plate holder. Dudes.
Let's see what we can do to get there. Swift it back down in here.
Remember the point thing needs to...
In the correct position. Okay, so...
We need the point facing towards the injector, remember?
Yes, sir. I do remember that. Ooh, that's one tooth too far. That might be one tooth too far back the other way. So let's go here. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Okay, that's us right there. There ain't no two ways about it. Let's go ahead and get our hold down in there.
Weird looking bolt though, right?
Well, it actually is a weird looking bolt. The hold down ain't much better. Okay.
Last thing, dude, put the cap on. Put the rest of the wires on.
Yeah, but we need to make sure that our distributor is in its spot first. So let's get down here and reference our mark that we made. Okay. So right now we're too retarded. Can you see? Do you see our timing mark down there on that bolt? Hold it right here, bud. All right, so we're gonna take and spin it. Oh, right there. See our timing mark lined up down there? All right, that's where we want it at, right there. Don't move. Distributor, don't move. Let's get our wrench and get her locked down.
Unfortunately, I cannot see what y'all are seeing.
You'll see it in the video. All right. I like it. Sweet. It's pretty neat. Okay, pull it up. All right, so now we'll take our 7-pin round connector and get it. Shoo up, shoo-be-doop, shoo-um-doo. Wait.
Boop.
There we go. Okay. Make sure you push it till it clicks. Now, we're plugged in, we're bolted down. Let's get our plug wire, or our
Cap on.
Our cap on, and get our plug wires transferred over onto it. Now, you'll see over here, we have our remaining plug wires. And so we'll go ahead and get them swapped. This one here goes over here. And then...
Remember, kids,
don't play with forest fires. You know what we should have done while we had that distributor out? Change that freaking water pipe. Oh, anyway. Okay. Get all our wires swapped.
Lordy Lord, have mercy on me. Taking the pills. Johnny Cash. Cocaine blues.
All right. Sweet. All right. Our distributor's back in it. Now will it start? Why don't you do us the honors, my guy?
I could use the fire sticks.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Bring the thunder.
No way! It's alive! It's finally alive!
Like TMR,
Run!
like TMR says, make trucks run again. And that's what we did. We made it run again after it got broken.
We didn't break it though. It came to us broke.
Oh,
All right. Oh yeah. Race car. All right. Well, now that we've got the old 351 Windsor running, let's switch her off and go ahead and get through the coolant system.
all right. We got the truck backed up. We got our bucket underneath so we can drain it. So let's get to draining. Oh no.
Gee.
Alright. I got most of it.
Alright. So, let's get to getting. Right now we're going to take the lower radiator hose off. And this radiator hose is special because it's a Windsor and it has the factory tow package. This truck has a factory oil cooler on it, which means that, come on around here. Which means that it takes a special lower radiator hose. And that lower radiator hose has little coolant passages that go to the oil cooler, circulates around, and then dumps it back down in here. And so it is a two-piece lower hose setup, and it goes something like that. Like that right there is how that goes. So we're fixing that to get underneath there and pull those two clamps off for the oil cooler, pull the one off of the water pump, and drop all this off and go ahead and get that replaced. And then we've got our upper hose, we've got our heater hose, we've got our coolant. This truck also, when we had it on the rollback, the left rear tire was flat on it and it left a mess on the bed of my truck. And that normally means that the rear wheel seal is leaking. It was definitely gear oil, it wasn't brake fluid. The rear wheel seal is leaking. And if the rear wheel seal is leaking, that means that the bearing has movement in it and the axle shaft has worn a spot in the seal. So we're gonna have to go in there and pull the rear cover off of it, drop the center pin out of it, push the axle in, pull the C-clip out so we could pull the axle out to get to that bearing and that seal. Do I like doing it? No. Are we gonna do it? Abso-funkin-lutely. Abso-funkin-lutely. Anyway, let's get to it.
Yay. Our hose is getting taken off right now. Yeah.
Now the upper's been replaced, but the lower hasn't. However, I want to go ahead and replace this upper as well because it's kind of hard as well. And a hard hose is a dry hose. And dry hose blows apart
Dry hose is
with heat and pressure.
Any who? Any poo? Any who from Whoville? It's a good one. Ooh.
I cannot hear you. My eyes are too small.
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, I cannot hear you. My eyes are too small." Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I swear it.
He swears.
I'm not trying to make fun of anybody.
With his underwears.
What did he say?
I said, you swear with your underwear.
What did he say?
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's what she said.
As is this one, see right here? M-O-T-O-R-C-R-A-F-T.
I can't see it. Can you cover up the sun?
I said M-O-T-O-R-C-R-A-F-T.
Motorcraft. Don't you think you should use a needle nose pair of pliers?
No, sir. Yeah, got it.
Gotti.
Got it.
Put it in the...
Alright, I wish the rest of these hoses were this easy. You know?
Tribute.
That was a tribute to the greatest song in the world. No!
This is tribute.
Whoa! To the greatest song in the world. Oh, why? It was the greatest song in the world. Oh, why?
Greatest song in the world.
Oh, why? To the fliggle giggle, the fliggle giggle, the fliggle.
Question. What the heck? What the figgy don is this?
Ow! That was me testing on some stuff. You can take it off. Make sure you don't pinch your fingers up in there.
Ah, this is. Don't worry about that. Jail cell.
Ariels in the sky. When you lose your mind, you free your lives. Ariels. It's been forever since I heard that song. I don't know that those are the actual words. None of that was the truth. All right.
Chicken wings.
So do you wanna tell them what we got here?
I don't know what it is.
This right here is a Dorman part number 626-589, and it is a heater hose assembly.
Let's get this baby bone out of the bag and install her. Yeah, come on. Yeah. And he took it. Ta-da. Ta-da.
Oh, would you look at that?
She sounds like a trumpet.
Would you look at that?
Let's-
You know, I called up to O'Reilly's and I said, I need a heater hose tube assembly. He pulls up the part number and he says, all right, calls for this. And I said, that don't look right. And so I said, I need blah, blah, blah. I think 626-589. And he's like, well, that says it doesn't fit this truck. Well, listen, bud. I'm going to tell you. The tire shop said that's the wrong size tires. And I said, well, that's the wrong camshaft. That's the wrong. Anyway, that's what we got there. That's what we got. That's what we need.
So that plug thing needs to go on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we have a new plug to go on it?
That's what he said. All right, so there's our spirit fingers. I mean, there's our heater core pipe.
Our blow nozzle pipe. What did he say, bro? What did he say? What are you doing, Dad?
I have got the thermostat off of it, looking pretty grody and nasty. And this is a 195 unit. I have got a 185 unit to go on it, so it'll run a little bit cooler.
Dude.
It's pretty nasty looking. So let's go ahead and get it cleaned up and ready for the new gasket. Shall we?
Shall he?
1 bolt, 2 bolts.
Tree bolts? Oh my, you're ridiculous, Honky. What is that, brother? What is that?
Without a doubt, I somehow know this is your fault.
Your right eye, above your right eye.
Here?
Yep, got it all.
I got the poo on me.
Wait, hold up. Under your left eye, there's black. Towards the over. Yep, right there. Oh, it's gone now.
As you can see, the sludge down in there.
All right.
Gotta get it nice and flat, you know.
That way it's a flat ceiling surface.
Good. Threads are cleaned on our bolts.
Mint.
Put her back together. What is up, party people in the house? So we're back, and I didn't have the camera rolling, but let me show you what I was just doing. So I got our vacuum lines repaired. This was all broken, torn apart. This was basically laying by itself. I put a new hose in right there, new hose there. Came over here and I split the loom because it didn't have anywhere to hook to, and unless you know what you're looking for, you don't know what you're looking for. And I split the loom and got our vacuum lines out of it, and was able to hook up our Max AC. It had a vacuum, or it had a zip tie holding it on Max AC, so you were all the time getting fresh AC, which is fine with fresh air, but sometimes it's nice to come out of that cowl right there as well. So we got that all hooked back up. Vacuum lines are looking good. Our coolant hoses are looking good. We got new coolant hoses and our new intake coolant heater hose assembly in. Right down there, got our new throttle body, I don't know what you'd call it, throttle body coolant hose on there. Got this one on there as well, waiting on our assembly to dry. Wire wheeled that bad puppy up and gave her a coat of paint that goes over top of the radiator. But we're slowly plucking away at this unit. Up next, I need to change that there power steering hose. As you can see, it's really nice and nasty right there, and it's got a joint right there that goes bad. Let's see if you can see the wiggle in it there. You see the wiggle? Anyway, it's got a little bit too much slop in it, and the O-ring has bit the dust. And so we're gonna put a new coolant hose in right there. While I'm down there, I need to get the rest of our old coolant hose off for the radiator and the oil cooler. Once I get those off and get this new stuff slid on, we're pretty much going to be done with everything underneath the hood other than the oil change, which I don't really look forward to. I think I'll save that for my little buddy. He can change the oil, because why not? Woo! What a fight. Feast your eyes on a factory 280,000 mile 1995 hard as a rock radiator hose. Now, this thing was already splitting well underneath the clamp when I got to it. You see the dirt? And I was like, ooh, that hose looks horrible. And then I saw the kink in that one, and I'm like, yay, yay, yay. Jeez, oh, Pete, really? So, got those out, and fixing to stuff these new ones in. Fortunately, there's no room to be able to film down there, so you're just gonna have to deal with a little bit of before and after and during. So yeah, I'm gonna head back in and get that hose replaced, and back in a minute. I'll tell you what, it is quite the fun little adventure trying to get down in here and fight all of this on. Really is. Can we get it? All right, that should do that. Right there. And now I need to get right there at the end and get this hose on. Yeehaw diggity. Get her done hooty howdy. Alright. We got that lower hose on and tightened up, and now we're working on power steering because it was leaking right there at that joint. Let's get that bottom hose, the bottom line off. Yet again, this is an area that has absolutely no room. I can't get y'all in there for a good shot and me in there too, so just gonna have to deal with what you can get. Alright then. Alright, here's our new line. Our old line's already off. If you can find it right there in that mismatch of mess of old Ford stuff. Alright, let's get our new line installed. You're done. Alright, got her started. I was just wondering how difficult it is for others to do said task. Tight there. Fluid. Let's fire this puppy up. Suck that fluid down. Power steering fluid in there. Oh, shut it back down. Sean Umsheen showed me this trick the other day on the just take the corner of your little thing and I told myself I'll be it. No way. Ooh, yeah. That pretty green stuff. Make sure you spill it all over your radiator. That way you can be sure if you're leaking or not. I'm not even believing this. Really? 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 We got our coolant topped off, and got our air hoses back on. Our AC is even working. Oh, geez, how lucky can a feller get?
doesn't take 30 years for it to get somewhere.
How are you doing?
Are we gonna put jack stands under it?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We need a gooseneck hitch in this truck. Alright, there we are. Oh my goodness.
Do we have to?
Effortlessly, watch. Wow, no hammering action, no nothing. Just done.
Speed stop.
Done.
Speed stop.
Done.
This is the first time we've had the wheels off.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Tasia.
Fantastic.
Oh wait, that was a movie. Phantasm. Yep. You see here. Exhibit number 1. Why we're doing what we're doing. You see the nasties? Do you see the nasties?
Exhibit number 2.
Well, look.
No, I said it would be my official first drum. Bro, how loose are those screws on that cap?
It seems to have broken at some point in its life and is only holding on with the one.
One screw for himself.
One screw. Undergo. Wants to let you click it, and then the opposite direction wants to have resistance against it. And you want to be clicking it the opposite way to get your brake shoes, because what you're trying to do, you're trying to get your brake shoes to come back in, because they've just got a nice little hold on them. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
My Atlanta.
No wonder why the
Not
brakes
bad.
weren't working good.
Not bad. Yeah, they're covered in gear oil.
Earl.
And if you come around here, you can see why right back up in there. If only we had a light. Oh.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh. Can you hear the oil?
So, like I was telling you, anytime you've got a wheel seal that's leaking, 9 times out of 10, you've got a worn out wheel bearing that's allowing it to leak. Check that mother pupper out. Woohoo! I think that's tight. Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
All right. Ooh. Oh.
oh. And you're,
Well,
this one's way better in way better shape.
the brake shoes look like they've got plenty of meat on them. Now I'm gonna need a flat blade, or actually one of the small pry. Wait. You're not supposed to be prying on anything with your brake spoon, but oh, load.
Is that good?
She got a little age on her. Do you see that rain? Do you see that shower? Put it
Yeah.
right outside. Put it right outside.
I zoomed in on it.
Okay.
Bro, that looks like sweet tea.
Right.
Warning, do not drink it.
Don't drink it.
Alright, let's see what the internals look like.
You think
Done.
we're gonna find any chunkies?
Huh? Any chunkies?
No way.
Is that the best ones you've ever seen?
This truck has had the rear end replaced in it. There is no way this truck came with an open carrier rear. Matter of fact, we're gonna pull the door code and check that. There's no
Remember, it was.
because that's an open carrier all day long. We've got a 3.55 ratio in our 8.8 rear end. Now, if this was a limited slip rear axle, it would say 3L55. So 3 limited slip 55. So 3L55 is what it would say if it was a limited slip. This obviously is a one-wheel wonder, and that is how your differential works. When you go around a corner, one wheel slows down and the other one speeds up a little faster than the other. So
Or here do
if you remember, I was telling you we needed our 13mm socket to pull all these bolts off, and then we would drain it into our drain pan, and then we would have a 8mm bolt that holds our center pin in. Well, here is our 8mm bolt.
that holds the center pin.
And I probably just rounded off.
All right.
And that's what our bolt looks like. That goes through there and holds our center pin in. You see that there?
Long but small.
Yes. That center pin's job is to hold the two. Try not to let the concrete start up, for Pete's sakes. But its job is to hold the spider gears so they can spin around and pivot around on it and differentiate the power between the two tires that it needs. Me personally, I'm more of a limited slip locker kind of guy.
What does that mean?
And or weld that joker solid kind of guy.
Well, we should put a locker in the burnout truck.
Let's rotate this pupper down just a little bit.
Go, Dad, go.
Okay, so the reason we rotated that down is so you can get a shot in here. Shot up in here. Okay, so if you'll watch, I'm fixing to push in that axle shaft. Whoop! Now, on that axle shaft is what they call a C-clip.
Because it's shaped
It's
like a C.
right there. We're going to push it right off the back side. Whoop! Now, that is your C-clip.
Wow.
So that locks inside your axle gear right there when you pull it in. Whoop! And that's what holds your axle from sliding out of your 8.8 rear end. And so I only quoted him for one bearing and seal back here, but we're already in here and it's literally a slide hammer's action away. So I think we would be best off to go ahead and do both wheel bearings and seals. So we'll have to wind up going to the parts store and getting another wheel bearing and seal for it. I don't know what I was thinking other than spend as little money as possible, but however, this is one of those cases where we're already in here, and if I put it back together and that wheel goes to leaking over there after a couple of weeks or whatever, we've wasted $40 worth of fluid that goes in this differential. So
Yeah.
I reckon I'll go get another bearing and seal because I'm potato. Let's oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No bueno.
It scarred the axle shaft.
It did. It ate that axle shaft right up.
Oh my lord. What are we gonna do about that? Seriously.
So there's two ways to go about this. As you can see, the axle bearing has gone bad and it's gone too long and it wore a groove in it. That's no bueno. So like I said, there's two ways to go about it. And they, one, make a bearing that has the roller bearings. They make a repair bearing, and it's a little aluminum thing that goes in there, and it's got a set of bearings that's either farther out or farther in. I can't remember which way it be, with another seal on it, And so it would move the roller bearings to there, I think. Or maybe there. I can't remember which one. I think it's to there. It would move them to there and seal out here farther. And that may just be what we have to do. Because when you spin it, it spins these axle gears and they're going to pop out. So we don't want to do that. Let's get a hold of our C-clip here. Get it spun around so we can push it off the backside.
Didn't Puddin do this one time?
Ooh. Oh, on the S10. Oh goodness, I'm about to knock the
spider gears
out of it. And once you do that, it's a little bit of a
pain in the butt to get back in.
A pain to get them clocked back together. C-clip looks good. It's not too worn.
I could just.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one needs to be done too.
Oh my lord, look how gooped up it is.
Any worse.
Look how gooped up it is right there.
Yeah. We're back from the parts store. And we got us some wheelie bearings. Check them out, check them out. So these are what they call in the industry as a repair bearing. You can tell that it's a repair bearing because of the way that it is. It's got the re and the pair there. So what this repair bearing does is it moves our bearing surface out and uses a different section of the axle shaft, because if you see right there, we're grooved, and it's going to move our usable section of axle shaft where the roller bearings run out here to the outside, which is going to make it orthognithable. And we wouldn't normally do anything like that. However, these axle shafts, it's $300 for a pair of these axle shafts, and they're still good. This truck's not going to be doing any towing. It's not going to be doing anything heavy duty. Mike has 1-ton trucks for that. This thing is just going to be a weekend get around, take my girls to get ice cream out to the woods, lock the hubs in, have a little bit of fun in the sand kind of stuff. That's all this truck's going to be doing. So these are going to work out very, very good for it. So at the cost of $30 a piece versus $150 a piece for axle shafts, and then another $25 for a bearing and seal. So we're going to go the repair bearing route, and if it ever has a problem in the future, we'll put axle shafts in it. That's no big deal. But for now, this is what we got, and this is what we got going on. So today, introduce to y'all our Powerbilt 21-piece master axle puller set. De ensamble de extractor de abre. Jugo de herramientas de extracción de esyesos. Detailed usage instruction and photo. Lifetime warranty. Now, it is very, very important. Very, very important that you understand. When you get a Powerbilt kit, it's very tempting to flip this thing over where the printed side is facing up. However, if you open this thing with the printed side facing up, it's going to dump its contents all over the place. So what you have to do is you want to put that, see that pretty side right there? The side you would normally, think about putting up. You want to put it down. That way it just has the letters. And then, well, bam, no problemo. Ooh, it looks a little rusty. We need to do something about that. But all of this stuff is not, there's no retention to them, so they'll fall out and you'll have stuff all over the place. And you don't want stuff all over the place. Oh yeah, yeah, mate. She's in a right bad mood. in a right bad way. Got ourselves a driver there.
Not driver.
Driver. Okay. Okay. Believe. We'll just mix the red with the blue and
It's not like they're gonna go.
for those of you that are saying I'm an idiot, I agree with you. But that's, in this case, with the repair bearing, it turns it into a grease bearing instead of an oil bath bearing. So if you want to fight me over it, come fight me.
Any of the grease.
Your axle shaft across the seal. There. There's one side. Kind of. Okay. Now, rinse and repeat.
Yay.
Had to break that RTV. Somebody put RTV in this wheel seal.
Oh, I see the roller bearings.
When it was changed last. But on the right side, that means it was actually changed at one point, and you could tell that the bearing had gone bad because the axle shaft is grooved. It's not as bad, but it's got some wear to it. Show them the wear. Get our bearing popped open here. Grease our seals up really good. Or actually, we'll wait till we get it in there to grease our seals up.
Oh, it's easier to apply.
However,
We do.
our little O-ring on the outside here, we want to apply some slickum to it.
That way it goes.
Yeah,
Right in
it'll
there?
pop past that ridge. Alright. Let's get it on with the pot is on. Okay. That's us.
That's life.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what the people say. Riding high in April, shot down in May. But I never let it get me down.
Look at
'Cause
that.
this old world, it keeps spinning around.
Wait, is that stuff turning purple?
Yeah. What does blue and red make?
Purple. I thought it applied for grease.
That's how they made that roll purple stuff. They just use red and blue grease. Good to know, good to know. Okay.
I never saw that applied for grease. I thought grease was just grease.
Okay. We got grease up in them bearings. They were probably good like they were, but anyway. All right.
Kind of like what Sleeper Dude
We're
says.
going to need our axle shaft. Look at the cracks in that tires, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez.
Glad we're changing the tires.
Got so much air coming through there, I'm surprised it ain't leaking.
I mean, cuss. Anyway.
I'm going to go ahead and stuff our C-clips back in after we wipe them off real good. So we just slide our C-clip on. Axle shaft out. Slide our C-clip on. And
Now,
bolt
center
can go back in it.
center pin and bolt. Like he said, and go back in.
Yep, I'll line up here. Oh no, that won't fit in the hole right now. Right now. There we go.
Limited slip is a welded round, right?
No, limited slip is just that it allows very limited slip between the two axle shafts, so it'll lock posi just about all the time.
And when you're turning, it won't. Posi.
Alright, that right there was torqued to 45 foot-pounds. Or I mean inch-pounds, 45 inch-pounds. Yeah, horrible game at it too. Yeah, no, this is absolutely. People, listen. Stop using gasket maker and a damn gasket. It just needs the gasket. Or just use the gasket maker to dab around and glue the gasket to your part. Don't use gasket maker and a gasket and gasket maker both sides of the gasket. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is very thick. There's no people.
No wonder why it wasn't sealing.
People.
Like, no
No,
wonder.
this sealed just fine. But now I have to go in and I have to chisel this seal and all this crap off of it.
Do the baby hammer.
Yeah. Get the chiseling. Somebody cleaned it before. Cause this isn't doing right.
From the
No,
alarm.
yes it is. But I mean, it just looks like that. It doesn't. It's not actually putting grooves or anything in it. It'll probably go away when we clean it. I like it. Okay. Rocking all the time.
Wrote a tasty jam and did the plans to be line.
Find my gasket maker.
Your gasket.
Got it all cleaned up. And ready, and ready, and ready, and ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
There's my gasket maker. GE window and door silicone. I've used this stuff for years. Works great. I get points when I use my Lowe's card. Okay.
That's the end of hammer time.
Okay. Let's give us some little beadage here.
Little gold.
Yeah. The oil filter is inside of it for it. Oh wait, on the engine?
Yeah.
It's on the driver's side above that differential.
Alright.
Let's buzz our cover bolts back down. Always, always, always put the tag back on the rear end. You never know if you're going to be the next one in it. And it's valuable information.
Now what?
Pull them up tight.
But hold up, wait a minute. It's not the same rear end, remember?
No, this is a 355 open rear end. That's a 355 open tag. So this is the tag to this rear end. Okay, so now let's bring them down.
Hammer time.
And you can see the squish.
Not to mention, is the cover number on? Isn't that the number of the gear that's on it?
What are we talking about?
Aren't those the numbers of what gear ratio it is?
Those?
Yeah.
No, sir, it does not have a 341 in it. It's got a 355.
It's got the wrong cover.
Open curve, not a luminous clip. You know what I mean?
What is that?
What is what? Alright.
Bingo dong.
So, our next step, we need to go ahead and make sure our drums are clean. Slide them back on. Our wheels and tires can go back on it. And then we need to give it a little bit of time and let the silicone set up. Probably an hour or so. Let the silicone set up. And then we can fill our rear differential, which should take 2 3/4 or 3 quarts. I can't remember which one it is, but we bought a gallon for it. So that ought to do it. All right. Alrighty.
So I will be putting this drum on today. Oh, got it.
Get you some oil, because that minimizes our stopping distance. All right.
Hopefully.
I like it. There. Man, I went and washed my hands for this. Let's get in here and put this tire back on, shall we?
Turbine. I still think you're doing that one. 3 years later.
My impact, sir?
I still think you're jelly.
That new impact is nice.
I've only used it one time. On one leg.
Gotta be careful. 1,200 foot-pounds. We don't want to be running nothing off with it.
Don't. The gun's saying, don't be around those. The gun says, don't be around those village
Because you
people.
can't turn it down. It's got one setting, and it's kill.
What? If I used the gun.
I would love a peanut butter jelly. Man, the torque in this gun is phenomenal. Okay, now I need to take the brake spoon and adjust the brake shoes back up to the drum.
better.
Get it?
Yeah.
Right. I already got the oil filter changed out. Got the Purolator unit that was in the back seat of this truck when we got it on there. And now we're filling it with oil. I always use 15W40. These things are 30 plus years old now, and the tolerances are a little bit bigger in them. And the 1540, I don't know, it just really seems to treat the roller bearings
Really good.
in the roller lifters really good. So that's just what I've always used. That's what I'm going to use in customers' vehicles as well. They bring them to me because they trust me with them.
As you can see, we're kind of the OBS guy. Well, here, everybody knows he is. Oh yeah, don't mind that thing. I gotta clean the carburetor on it someday. Anyway, back to this.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Fire this baby up and let the oil circulate through it.
Other side.
Okay. All right. Now he's trying to get the pin out. All right.
Ha-ha! Whoop.
Out with
There's
the
that. There's no screws in there. I was hoping there was going to be column screws somewhere. There is not. No column screws in there either. I wonder if maybe they're in that box somewhere.
Wait, check your door panel.
I just did that. Alright, let's put on this aftermarket shifty.
Yep. Oh. No screws.
Alright.
Did you find one?
Now to put the column back together. I found a set of column screws for it. These are real specific, real particular. They're a specific size. They're flat, right there on the bottom of them. You little pain in the you know what to. There. There we go. Now somebody has cut it because they didn't know how to take the key tumbler out of it. Okay, I'm very particular about stuff like this. This side. Yeah, there are 3 screws that hold the column shroud together on these.
Wait, did the burnout truck used to have an E4OD?
No, it had an AODE.
Oh, kind of like a...
This truck has an no, I'm sorry, this truck has an E4OD. That's right. What truck? Jerry Holland's truck has an AODE in it. go.
The dash is starting to look like it's part of the truck again. Same steering wheel.
Alright. Okay.
Alright. Time to go take this thing for a spin.
Alright. Got a broken shifter?
That'd make a cool stick figure or something.
Alright, we are underneath the Cherry Bomb F-150. And I noticed that there was a new motor mount in the back seat of the truck and a box. And so while I was testing the truck first roundabout, we noticed that this motor mount was broken and bad. So okay, well, it needs a motor mount put in it. So then we noticed that the other motor mount is also broken and bad. It's hard to see up in there, but it's been saturated in oil. It doesn't look good. Yeah, you see where the rubber is separated from the metal right there?
Yeah.
That's a bad engine mount. So anytime you've got too bad engine mounts, oh my goodness, look at that dang transmission mount. The actual metal of the transmission mount is sitting, see the metal of the transmission mount right there? It's sitting on the cross member because there's no rubber isolator left in there. Ay, ay, ay.
Lord, that'll make a
So it needs two engine mounts and it needs a transmission mount. And of course we still need to pressure wash all of this underneath here.
Question, how do we pressure wash all this under here?
Now we're gonna have to get underneath here and pressure wash it, is all there is to it. There's a little bit of transmission fluid on the bottom of the transfer case because when I pulled the fill plug out of it to check the level on it, it spit some out, so I need to wipe that off too. The muffler, this thing could really use an exhaust system. Because if you'll see back here at the muffler,
There's a gap.
there's a definite gap there, and that's because the muffler is rusted out. That leads us on to the exhaust leak. Let's go on top. Oh no, actually, that leads us to the rear main seal leak. So if you'll see right here, right there, that spot right there. Don't pay attention to that. Lord, I got a spot in my throat. That spot right there is from the rear main seal that's leaking. And you can tell that it's the rear main seal because of the way that it is. And so that's how long has this truck been sitting here now? 5, 6 days?
Yeah, 5, 6 days.
5 or 6 days. This is the spot from before where I pulled it in the last time. And that's another one of the spots.
And that's another one of the spots?
No, it's probably a different one. But anyway, yeah, the rear main is leaking on it. And that means that the engine is going to have to come out of the truck. Because that seal is around the back of the crankshaft. And the transmission keeps that in. And I don't want to pull the transmission out. I would rather pull the engine up out of it because engine mounts, rear main seal, and let's go over here to the exhaust manifold. And you can tell by the, let me get the light. Yeah. You can tell. Do you see the soot right down in there? There's like black soot back there on the head. That is around the, that's, okay, so this rusty looking thing you see right here in front of the soot is the exhaust manifold. That is the head you're looking at up there. And so the exhaust manifold gasket is blown out on this passenger side. And you can hear it, it leaks. and so it needs exhaust manifold gaskets. And so it has a rear main seal leak, it needs exhaust manifold gaskets, and the engine mounts and transmission mount is bad. So we could do all those in one foul swoop. Probably take me about 6 hours to pull the engine, do all that, put it back in. Maybe a little less. If it takes less, then, you know, I'll charge a little less for it, but I'll charge what time I have in it. But I think 6 hours I could definitely have that done and put back in without trying to beat myself up too bad and rush and race around. And yeah, anyway, so I think that would do it. On top of it, do you want to reach in there and fire this thing up? Yep. Okay, so on top of the exhaust leak, it needs to come out. So we've got our belt tensioner. If you'll look right there, you'll see that that belt tensioner is hanging out down there. Fire it up. Outside of the belt right there, you see how that belt is cracking over. That belt looks to have been freshly replaced though, so but I don't know if you can hear over the belt of the engine noise, the exhaust leak down there. Doubt about it, you can hear that exhaust leak. All right, let's pop the gate open and let's take it for a drive real quick, because there's a couple other issues that I want to point out and show. Needs windshield wipers pretty bad. That one needs to be adjusted. As you'll see, it's beating up against the windshield molding trim. All right, let's take this thing for a drive. Our windows work. The AC works. The heat works. Door locks need actuators. Radio does not work.
Unfortunately, it would be cool if it worked.
So it is going to need a radio. The tracks for the ashtray have been broken out of it. It needs a windshield.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're fixing to put our foot on the brakes, and if you'll so what you're hearing there is the inside brake pad is metal on metal, so the pins on the caliper didn't travel. They seized up on it, so the caliper stayed still on the rotor. So all we had was the piston on the back side of it pushing on the back brake pad. I bet this thing pulled with the last set of brake pads on it every time you hit the brakes, because it's only pushing on the inside of the rotor with the inside brake pad. And when I first went over the truck and I looked at it, you know, I was looking for leaks, and of course I looked at the front brake pads and I was like, all right, Well, heck, it doesn't need brake pads because I looked at the outside pads and they were fat. They were nice and thick still. I was like, all right, doesn't need brake pads. It's good on brakes. And the brakes felt good when I fired it up the first time and I put my foot on the brakes. And they still feel good. But the inside brake pad on that right front side is metal. The corner of it's touching metal. So it needs brake pads.
Alright.
So, if you'll also notice, it's idling a little bit high too in foot in gear.
And that's what you call a cat trophy?
Cat ass trophy?
Yep.
Yeah. If you notice, it's idling a little high. That is caused because the engine temperature sensor, okay, that is caused by the temperature sensor for the coolant that the ECM needs, not the one on the dash, but the one that the ECM needs. It's because that sensor is failing on it and it's not letting it know that it's warmed up. So it's thinking that it's real cold still, even though the gauge on the dash says in already on normal, which is probably about 165, 175 degrees, judging by my past experience with these trucks. You hear the old belt just a squealing. Oh yeah. Mint, baby, mint. Okay. So, our brake issue, our coolant temperature sensor issue, and then the next issue is when you go to get into it like you really want it to go, it starts fluttering and falls on its face and it's running out of fuel. And I don't really want to demonstrate that in my neighborhood because I don't want people mad at me. But the front, hear it?
Yep, I hear it.
It's idled real high, clunks in the gear. Well, not clunks in the gear, but yeah. Okay, so we're on our rear tank. I put $20 worth of fuel in it the other day, so it's got a little under a half tank. Let's flip to our front tank. Woo! Truck about died. The front pump needs to be replaced. It also, the gauge goes way over past full, so it either has an over full tank of gas in it, which Lord, I hope it doesn't. Lord, I hope it doesn't. Or the sending unit is bad in it. And so I don't really know whether to say that we need to order 2 pumps for it, or we need to order a pump for the rear and a sending unit and pump for the front. Because the rheostat could be bad in the front tank. I don't.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
2 fuel pumps and the gauge.
So if we can find a rheostat for it, that would be wonderful. I don't want to buy the whole sending unit because these things are like a 3-piece sending unit. They've got a pump module that like pushes onto the bottom of the stainless steel sending unit. So we have that part and it's in good shape still because it's stainless steel. And then you've got the float assembly part of it, the rheostat part, which has a couple of screws that screws onto the side that locks the two together. And so the rheostat part of it is the part that's probably bad, as well as the pump. So to waste money, on a full sending unit would be, as I already said, a waste of money. So okay, to reiterate, it has an oil leak. The motor mounts are broke. We have one new motor mount for it, but we need to buy another motor mount and a transmission mount. The exhaust manifold gaskets are blown out of it. To fix all 3 of those items, I mean, to fix one of them, the engine's got to come out anyway, so we can fix the other 2 items while we're doing the other one. So that, I'm not going to charge any extra for that. We'll throw new motor mounts on it. We'll pop the exhaust manifolds off of it. We'll pop new gaskets on it, unless we break a bolt, which, knock on plastic, they normally don't break bolts on the small blocks when you pull the exhaust manifolds off of them. So But let's go over what I feel it still needs. The truck still needs, I need to pull the exhaust manifolds off of it and put exhaust manifold gaskets on it. The rear main seal is leaking, but I don't know if it's something that we really want to get into. I don't know if I want to pull the engine and or the transmission out of this truck. It might just be something Mike wants to deal with at a later date. So we'll put later on that with a question mark next to it. Fuel pumps. We definitely need to put fuel pumps in it because they are weak. The one doesn't even work. Engine mounts. The engine moves quite a bit, and there's already a mount in the truck, so we're going to have to get whatever mount we don't have. We also need to look at the transmission mount too, because if the engine mounts are bad, then the transmission mount's behind it. The belt tensioner, it is squealing like crazy. Rear. Front brakes, we need pads and rotors because they're warped. So yeah, exhaust manifold leak, rear main seal leak, fuel pumps, engine mounts, belt tensioner, engine mounts, trans mount. You always want to replace those at the same time. Trans mount, belt tensioner, and front brakes, pads, rotors. All right, thanks for sticking in there with us. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. And comment down below, have you had one of these old trucks? What was it? What was it powered by? What was its engine combo? What was its body combo? Was it two-wheel drive? Was it four-wheel drive? I've had, the last time I counted, I've had over 220 of these trucks. And some of them were parts trucks. Some of them were flippers. Some of them were dailies. Some of them were projects that really, really transformed. Some of them I just flipped and sent right down the road. But anyway, if you'd like to see more stuff like this, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. YouTube likes that kind of stuff for the algorithm. They want to see you interacting with us. And I want to see you interacting with us because I would love to talk to you in the comments section. Anyway, we're going to end this off here.
A little high,
A little low,
a little fast,
never slow.
and remember, get outside and have some fun.
Don't stop till you get it done.